Okay, so for you to run your annual returns for a business name, this for a business name, you want to open your browser and you want to go to post.cac.gov.ng as you're seeing on my board, and then you just want to sign in. So, like we already established, you need to be an accredited agent, or you have to be using an accredited agent portal for you to access this particular dashboard. So, you're just going to sign in. Okay, so once you sign in, it's going to bring you up to this point. So what you want to do here is that you want to type in the name of the company or the business that you want to run your annual returns for. Okay, so let's assume this is a company I want to do that for. It's a business name. So let me use a business name. All right, so I'm going to just post that in. So once you do that, it's going to activate this search button for you. So you're just going to click on the search button, and then you're going to see the detail of that business. So what you want to do here, you want to come to proceed to dashboard. You want to click on that. And once you do, you're going to display the dashboard of the business that you want to file the annual returns for. So what I'm going to do now, I'll scroll down. So for business name, you can see here, these are all the things you can do in the Post Incorporation portal for a business name, as you can see at the left side of this screen. Okay, so annual return is the first. So once it's always going to automatically highlight the first for you. So let's assume that it's cessation you want to do. You just have to click on that. So here it's already on annual returns, as you can see here. So what you want to do here is that you want to click on start annual returns. As you can see, everything here is 0. So if you're already used to the pre-incorporation portal, I believe that you should understand or have an idea of what all of this means. So here it means that we have not done any annual returns job, either pending or approved before for this business. So you can see the non-submitted is 0, the pending is 0, the queried and the approved is 0. Okay, this one, okay, let's just start. Okay, so I'm going to click on start annual returns. Once I do that, interestingly, if I scroll down, if you see select filing year, if you click on that, it's going to show you the number of years that you need to file. So as you can see, this business is actually due to file for 2024 and 2025. Okay, so it all depends. For example, this business is still active. So I can just do only for 2024, and I can do for 2024 and 2025 because 2025 is already available for me to file. Okay, so you cannot do 2 years at the same time. You have to pick the first year, complete the annual returns, submit it, and then if you have other years to file, you will now come back and start the whole process again. So that's the reason why if you're doing this for business and you want to charge, you have to put that into consideration. So I'm just going to click on 2024. Once I do that, I'll come to start process. Okay, so once I do that, it's going to display the company's detail for me, as you can see here. Okay, many times it's going to auto generate the details that have already been pre-registered, on this particular business during the pre-incorporation. Okay, but sometimes if an important information is missing, you just have to fix it yourself or ask your customer to supply the information so that you can fix it. Especially if you're seeing the asterisk sign, it shows that they are very important. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down. So here they ask you what is the principal business activity for this business. So just the way it's done for pre-incorporation, you have to fill it in here. So like I said, I believe that I will have a compilation of these forms for you so that just as an addition to this course, so that you can know exactly what you should ask your customer to provide before you start the process. So here I will have to choose. Okay, so once again, I'm sure if you have been doing pre-incorporation, you should be used to something like this. So I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to go ahead and look for the classification of the business. And then I'll come back here again and choose the right classification. All right, so here again, I'm going to fix in the principal business description. Of course, you should know this or ask your customer to provide them for you. All right, so like I already said, you can see that most of these other aspects would have been pre-generated from the information that you or your customer used in the pre-incorporation section. So just make sure that everything is well, stated. If for any reason something is missing, you want to fix it. Okay. All right. So once you get to this point, you can see here that it's asking for the particulars of proprietor or partners. So you can see here, it's asking for all of these details. Now, they are compulsory, as you can see here. But if I scroll down, you will notice that already the partners or the proprietor of this business already have their details here. So what CSA is just asking here is that just in case you want to add more, okay, that is why you should fill this form. But most times, I don't think you want to do that for this particular purpose. So you can just ignore all of this as long as there is at least one proprietor that's already saved here. Then this page will be able to go to the next. Okay, so here I don't have an issue, so I'll just continue. Okay, so now they're asking the annual returns details for this year. When does your financial year start? Well, many times, of course, people don't get to know exactly when it does. If you're working with a business that they have all of this already, like officially, then good for you. If you don't have, just you can ask them, but at least so that you can carry them along with what you're doing. But most times you can just fill in any date. It's going to work out. So I usually just go ahead and use January 2024. Okay, January 2024. I'll just use something like January 8, for example, 2024. Okay, so when does the year ends? Again, I'll just choose December. Okay, let's do 2024 again. I'm going to come to December, then I choose something reasonable again. So I can just go with let's say 23rd. Okay, so I can do that. So here they will ask for your turnover. Okay, so you need to fix in the turnover for the year running. So again, you need to ask them. Trust me, many times they're going to tell you, a lot of them will tell you they don't know. Some of them will tell you that you should fix something for them. You don't want to do that. Tell them that they should give you a figure so that at least they are the ones supplying this. So anything they give to you will always go, but just use your sense, maybe 1 million, maybe 2 million if they are small businesses, something like that. So you want to fill in your turnover for the year and then your net assets. And if the business had not started, you can always put 0 here and 0 here. Just want to make sure that you put something, because if you don't, the process is not going to continue. You're not be able to save and continue. So you want to put in something. Okay, so here I'm putting 2 million, and then my next net asset, I could just put 500,000. All right, so once I do that, all I need to do here is to scroll down here, and then you want to write in the name of at least one of the proprietor, if there are more than one, or the director. Okay, and then you're going to put the description here, the name, and then if it's a director or proprietor or shareholder, most time you want to use the proprietor for business name and director for a company. So I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so once you fill everything in, you want to come to save and continue here. I want to click on that. All right, so it's going to bring you up to this point where it tells you to just take a look at a preview of everything that you have done, and then you're going to check it up. And once you are cool with whatever it is you have here, then you're going to click proceed to payments. Okay, so once it brings you to this page, now what I used to do as a precautionary measure is that you can see this my RRR code. I like copying it and saving it somewhere. Sometimes you will need it. Okay, so but then it's not compulsory, but you should just save it somewhere. Then you can see here that filing for annual returns, if it's an early annual filing, you can see here that it's 3,000 naira. So that's how we're going to be paying. So all I need to do now is just to click on remitter here, and then I'm going to wait for this page to load. So I'm going to come here, I'm going to click on the submit button here. Okay, so all I need to do is just to pick my preferred payment method. I like using card. You can use bank transfer, you can use USSD, whichever one feel is more handy for you. So I'll just fill in my card details here, and then I'll go ahead and complete this payment. So as you can see here, the transaction was successful. So I'm going to wait for this page to automatically redirect. All right, so as you can see, my payment has been successful. So once I'm done making the payment, all I need to do is to go to upload documents here. So I'm just going to click on upload documents. And as you can see here, there is nothing here that is compulsory for us to upload. So I will not do anything here. I'll just come over here and click on the submit button. As I do that, you can see here that process completed successfully. So that means this process is now successful. So if I go back to my dashboard, let's go back there. So you can see here now that my annual return is now pending. So what's going to happen is that we'll just wait for, sometimes it happens fast, sometimes it doesn't happen so fast. Okay, once CAC reviews the process, they will either query it or approve it. But if you follow everything that I have showed you here, it's going to be approved. And then once it's approved, we have to print out or download your acknowledgement letter. So I'm going to show you that after this process has been approved. If this business that you're trying to file annual returns for was inactive, many times once you are done with this process, it's going to become active automatically. But there are situations, there are some times where you need to follow up, your application so that CAC can do that. So I'm going to show you how to follow up just in case you have done your annual filing, everything complete, it has been approved, and yet the business is still inactive. All right, so what I'm going to do again is that I'm going to make a search again for that same company here. All right, I'm going to search for it just to be sure if it has been approved. My own got approved in less than 24 hours, so yours could be faster and it could be slower. So I'm just going to proceed to dashboard, and as you can see here, annual returns, it has been approved. Okay, so all I need to do is just to click on the approved button, and then is the letter of acknowledgement is what is going to be issued me as a proof that this particular one has been done. So that's all I need to do. I will just click on letter of acknowledgement here, and remember that you have to download them immediately, because if you don't and it expires, you will not be able to download them again without being penalized by CAC. So you want to make sure you take note of that. So that is how to pay annual returns on the CAC post registration portal.